What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now today we're going to be doing some more junkyard tours. We're going to go to two different yards. This yard has 5 CB7s and the second yard has 4 CB7s. So let's go ahead and show you guys what those have to offer. 1993 Arcadia Green EX trim. Front bumper is no good. Someone has already ripped this thing off, and it looks like the lower lip has been snatched already. And while they rip this thing off, damage these tabs, so this is a no-go on the bumper. Let's do a walk around, see what this car has. Valve cover is missing. This car has definitely been sitting for a long time with all that vegetation on the windshield. And check out all the pollen on the side of that car. This thing has definitely been sitting for a long time. Oh, look at that, 100K in runs. That's horrible. Interior's been ravaged through already. Center console's been removed. Gauge cluster. Missing radio. Missing dash trim bezel. Trash all on the floor. Yeah, someone's definitely a smoker. See some cigarette butts there. Door panel's been pulled off. Door panel could probably clean up. Yeah, rear end is undamaged. Looks like someone's already grabbed the rear passenger wheel. And it looks like someone needed the glass on the rear passenger door. All that mildew on the roof there. Looks like this thing did have a sunroof visor. As you can see, it's cracked. All that vegetation just stuck underneath. Well, that's a shame this bumper's not gonna work out. There's one more Arcadia Green in another yard. We'll have to check that out later. Let's check out the other Accords in this yard. 1991 CB7, looks to be a dark blue LX. Looks like almost nothing's in the engine bay. Subframe's been dropped out. I'm guessing that's the transmission right there. And this blue paint right here has a lot of blue flake to it. So this might be a custom paint job right here. The interior's been ripped apart. Steering column has been disassembled. Gauge cluster's missing. Can't tell you how many miles it's got. Center dashboard has been ripped out. And of course, the stereo's gone. Interior is in just okay condition. Back seat's not too shabby. Could be cleaned up. Some aftermarket floor mats. Some custom 15-inch wheels right here. Undamaged on the rear side. And of course, it's an LX. And right here on the driver's side, looks like I got some rust repair going on right there in the corner. And this wheel arch is heavily rusted out. Door panel is still intact for the most part. A little filthy on the inside. And driver's seat has a lot of wear and tear to it. And you definitely know it's a 90 or 91 with the steering wheel style and this automatic seat belt. And we got some damage on that front fender. More than likely the forklift getting this car in position. I'll go ahead and pop the hood and show you guys, but there's probably no engine transmission there. I can't even pull the hood open, so I can't show you guys, but more than likely this thing is empty in the engine bay with that subframe dropped out. All right, let's see what the other CB7s have to offer. 1991 LX, looks to be a dark gray color. And it's got the 10th anniversary wheels in there. Interior is a little on the dirty side right there. Driver's side door panel is gone. Door speaker is gone. However, on the driver's side, they left the aftermarket door speaker. Some people do some weird things here at the yard. And of course, radio is gone. Keys and ignition still. Look at that, guys. 547,000 miles. That might just be the record right there. That's crazy. Oh, there's that door speaker right there. That's Kenwood. Passenger side of the body is undamaged. Even here in the wheel arch, it's not rusted from what I see, but I do see this bulge, so I don't know if that's rust repair, if that's a dent, I have no clue. And nothing in the trunk. Very minimal damage here on the driver's side, including a dent right here. That's probably from the forklift. And just the smallest amount of rust right there on the wheel arch. But these 15-inch wheels right here, these are from the EX coupes and also a 10th anniversary. These are some of the best looking 4-lug wheels. If I had a 4-lug setup, I'd be grabbing these wheels. Okay, nothing of value for me on this car. Let's go ahead and check out the other CB7. 1993 LX in beige color. Front bumper's in pretty good condition, but taking a closer look at this tape line on this trim, this is more likely replaced. So I'm willing to bet this is an aftermarket bumper. Got some clear coat peel right there. A bunch of paint peel right there on the top. Yeah, you can see that tape line right there. It's not exactly OEM. So I don't want an aftermarket bumper, so I'm gonna go ahead and pass on this thing. Plus you got paint issues on the top right there. Driver's side fender damage, more than likely the forklift. Looks like half the door panel's ripped out. It's very strange. No floor mats. 178,000 miles. That's not too shabby for this year. And it's got the dark red interior. Radio's still there because it's obviously damaged. And it's an automatic. And someone is storing a Mazda wheel and tire in the driver's seat right there. I'm not gonna open the back door, but you can see the seats have been ripped apart. The panel's just chilling right there. And the rear glass has been removed. I guess someone needed a rear window for an Accord. Now, surprisingly, this wheel arch is unrusted right there. Look at that. That's in phenomenal shape. Rear end doesn't have any damage. It's very minimal damage here on the passenger side. Now, I see a little bit of bubbles occurring right there. Probably rust starting to form. But for the most part, this wheel arch is in great shape. As you can see on the rear bumper, this has also been repainted as well. See how sloppy that tape line is right there? This is more than likely an aftermarket bumper on the rear. And someone went ahead and grabbed the passenger mirror. Yeah, door panel's not in too bad of shape for red color. And the floor mat's still there for the passenger side. The driver's side, however, is missing. It looks like the steering column cover has been removed, but the steering ignition is still intact, strangely. And there's a look at the back seat. Still has the rear floor mats, but the driver's side floor mat is gone. And of course the back seats have been peeled apart. Okay, so there's nothing I need on this beige CB7, and I believe there's one more CB7 back there in the yard, so let's go check that one out. 1990 white DX coupe. Driver's side door has been snatched. I'm gonna open that invisible door right here. And we have 224,000 miles in this car. And this is an automatic. There's the aftermarket radio, JVC. Dashboard's intact for the most part. Floor mat's gone. No floor mats back there. Although these red seats are not bad shape right there. Just a little bit of debris in the back seat. This could be cleaned up. And just a little bit of trash on the floor. Not much damage here on the rear. Now, one thing I do like about these coupes is these back windows. They have this little pop-out feature right here to have ventilation, which is pretty cool. So there's a lever right there. And the rear quarter is in not too bad of shape. There's a small rust spot right there that can be easily fixed. But for the most part, this wheel arch is in pretty good shape. And it looks like I got some aftermarket 15-inch American racing wheels. And of course, the DX trim has unpainted bumpers, front and rear. Trunk is stashed with trash right there. Okay, the passenger side is a whole different story. As you can see, there's rust repair on this corner where it meets the bumper. This is incorrect procedure. Someone basically just took some Bondo right here, covered it up and sanded it down and tried to paint it, but you gotta just grind this stuff away or cut it away because rust never sleeps. Other than that, driver's side door and fender's undamaged. And of course, being DX, there's no sunroof. Let's just take a peep under the hood real quick here. And someone's already taken the valve cover. Battery's always removed in the processing, but for the most part, this engine is intact. Okay, this is the last CB7 in this yard. I'm gonna go ahead and head down the road to another location, and they got a few more, so let's go ahead and take a ride. All right, check out this guy's in the parking lot. Car's upside down on the side. That's not how you unload a car right there. Pretty crazy. Made to a second yard location and come across this 1998 Honda Accord sedan, and they really went to town in this car. I mean, just look, all the doors just sitting there, and the roof was cut off. That's some dedication right there, fixing their Accord. And of course, the subframe's been dropped out. Transmission's sitting right here. So someone needed that motor on this car. And that's pretty crazy. Someone's gonna be doing roof repair on their 98 Accord. First Accord in this yard is a 1991 Beige LX. Driver's side body is undamaged for the most part. Door panel's not too shabby, besides the carpet coming loose. 180,000 miles. Automatic transmission. Aftermarket Sony radio. Driver's side floor mat has definitely seen better days, but that is the original floor mat. Passenger side door panel is not too shabby. Rear door panel is not in bad shape. And carpet's in great shape for the most part. They use their floor mats definitely. And looks like got some broken glass right there. Someone smashed their way in the car. It doesn't have rust in the typical corner that Hondas do. But however, moving along the wheel arch, We got some rust action going right there. Rear end is undamaged. Now the passenger side does have some damages. See the indentation? That's more than likely the forklift that's moving this car in position. And this one has the typical rust found on most Hondas, right there in the corner. This one's even spreading out here where it meets the bumper. But just look at that, it's just basically bubbling through the paint. As I mentioned before, shower rear window. Other than that, the interior is not in bad shape right there. You need some parts for the interior. And the key is still in the ignition. I don't need any parts on this beige CB7, so let's go ahead and check out the other ones in the yard. 1991 Burgundy LX sedan. Front bumper and driver's side fenders missing. Got some aftermarket wheels and low profile tires going on. Let's take a closer look at those wheels. ADR design, and these are 225 4018s. 18-inch wheels definitely looks big on these CB7s, but it's all personal preference. I just prefer 17s. Door panel's gone. Carpet is soiled. More than likely there's a leak. 247,000 miles. Automatic transmission. And the radio is gone. Oh, there's the door panel right there. Another door panel missing. Looks like some taillights thrown on the floor along with the radiator. Bunch of trash. Yeah, these rear seats are definitely trashed up. Newport cigarette pack. Mick Ultra bottle. Some more trash. And passenger door panel's gone. Oh, I take that back. There's a lot more parts here in the trunk. And checking out the typical rust areas on the CB7s. This looks okay, except for there's a rust area right there. And right here on the corner is your typical rust spot. As you can see, someone tried to do a repair, and this Bondo area is basically popping off. And there's some more rust popping through the paint. Passenger side is unwrecked, still has the wheels intact. And replicated on the passenger side, someone tried to do a Bondo repair on the rust area, and it's basically peeling away from the body. Incorrect way to do a rust repair. And here's another Accord where someone pulled the windows here on the passenger side rear door. Door panel's definitely seen better days. A lot of mold and mildew right there accumulating. Fuel injectors in the glove box. Passenger carpet is soiled. And with all the vegetation right there in the cowl, this car has definitely been sitting for a long time. Let's check out the inspection sticker. Yeah, I can't even tell what year it is. Someone's already damaged the inspection sticker. Okay, there's nothing of value on this Burgundy CB7 sedan, so let's go ahead and check out the other ones. All right, guys, this is the car I had my hopes up for. 1993 Arcadia Green sedan, LX trim. Let's go ahead and check out that front bumper. Got some damages right there on the plastic. A lot of gouges, more gouges right there. And I don't know if you can see the transition between the paint and the black plastic, but there's a cutoff line right there, and someone actually has repainted this bumper before in the past, and it's a shoddy paint job. So I'm basically just check this out. Someone actually painted this bumper with the license plate bracket still in place. See that black plastic shadow right there? That's just not the way to paint a car. And there's been some repair done right there. A lot more black plastic gouging right there on the corner. So unfortunately, this Arcadia Green front bumper is not gonna work for my application. This is just too much work in order to get it prepped for a repaint job. We'll keep looking. Another scraped off inspection sticker. I bet the yard processing does that so people don't peel these things off. Door panel's in fair condition, and the seat's not too bad. And the carpet is relatively clean. Must have had a floor mat. Kind of smells like cigars in here. 310,000 miles. Factory radio still intact. And lo and behold, this is a 5-speed transmission. A little bit of trash on the floor. Rear seat has been pulled up. Door panel's not in bad shape. Rear end is in pretty good shape. Besides this paint chip coming off the top of the bumper. And checking out the wheel arch, this is in pretty good shape. Got some dents right there. And of course, rust popping through right at the corner. And this reaffirms this is LX trim. Passenger side is undamaged for the most part. Wheel arch seems to be pretty clean on the passenger side. However, rust bubbles right there at the corner. Looks like a water bottle with most of its contents in there. Anyone thirsty? And the engine is mostly intact, and this doesn't have a prop rod, so I need to find a prop rod. There's some 5-speed parts I need to pull off this engine. I'll go ahead and tell you guys what I need. So let me go ahead and find a prop rod. Okay, so it wasn't a wasted trip after all. Let me go ahead and show you what part I grabbed. So this right here is the T-bracket. This bolts onto the transmission, and then right here, that mounts onto the rear engine mount. In order to get this thing off, first thing, you gotta remove the intake tube, and then you have a little bit of access right down there on the cross member. And it's so deep down there, I had to use 3 extensions, a swivel, and a 14mm deep just to reach that thing. So I was able to remove the rear mount and then go on the underside of the car and remove the 4 17mm bolts. And this thing was finally free. This thing was a pain in the butt, but I finally got it. And that thing did not want to come out once I had it all loose. And if you're working on the underside of a car in a junkyard, just go in the trunk of another car and grab a mat. That way you're working on a clean surface. So that's basically what I do when I work on this yard right here. Now, in order to get the rear T-bracket that's bolted the transmission off, there's 4 17mm bolts, plus the main bolt that goes through the rear engine mount. And once those are free, there's some wires on top that need to be undone, and then you can finagle this thing out. But I had to undo the rear engine mount by feeling my way through. Otherwise, it did not want to come out. But my friend Matt in Germany needs this piece for his 5-speed conversion, so we're good to go. Okay, there's nothing else I need on this Arcadia Green LX sedan. I was able to grab the rear T-mount from my friend Matt in Germany for his 5-speed conversion. I took a look at the clutch pedal. However, the thing was rusted up pretty bad. So we're gonna go take a look at the Wagon that we worked on a few weeks ago. I believe the clutch pedal is still in place. So let's go over there and see what's left. 1992 sedan in black, LX trim looks like. Now taking a look at this front bumper, it could be a contender, but taking a closer look, this thing has been repainted. Not the best paint job, so preparing this for repaint will not be my best option. I'll leave this behind. And check that out. This thing has not been on the road since 2010. That is crazy. And there's all that vegetation sitting there in the windshield cowl. Yeah, I'm just taking a closer look at this door paint job. This car has definitely been repainted in the past. Just look at the orange peel right there. Well, I can't open the driver's side door. Door panel's intact. And it looks like someone has pulled the dashboard apart and stored it in the back seat there, along with some other miscellaneous parts. Cracked up rear taillight on the driver's side. Rear bumper's missing. Some more cracked up taillights right there on the passenger side. Taillights are missing from the trunk lid. And there's more of the dashboard parts right there. A view from the passenger side. And there it is, folks. This is what a CB7 looks like with no dashboard. That's pretty crazy, and that is a lot of work right there. I don't know what they're after. And that right there is the heater core box. So most of the time when the dashboard comes out, people are replacing the heater core. Just a closer look right there on the firewall. That's pretty crazy how much stuff is involved behind that dashboard. And again, someone left behind the Pioneer aftermarket speakers. All right, I don't need any parts in this black CB7 sedan, so let's go ahead and get some parts off the other one. 1993 Honda Prelude in white. This is the only Prelude between the 2 yards today. Looks like this car was last registered in New Jersey in 2016. Wow, just look at all that rust on the rear rocker right there. Well, can't tell you the mileage. Gauge cluster's gone. And this is a 5-speed transmission. And most of the seats are gone, except that section right there. Bunch of debris in the back seat area. Still has a spoiler intact. This car has definitely seen better days. Nothing much left in the trunk area. Taillights developing all those hairline cracks. And on the passenger side, doesn't surprise me, rear quarter panel rot. I mean, just look at that wheel arch. This is pretty bad condition right here. Doesn't surprise me being New Jersey. New Jersey uses heavy salt content and it just tears up cars. I mean, just look at the bottom right there on that rocker panel. Man, this thing is just about toast. Door panel's gone. Just a bunch of debris in the passenger side area. Nothing special. And looking down here in the front wheel well, I see a hollow spot. I bet the engine's gone. Oh, and of course, the engine is gone. I wonder if this is a VTEC model. I have no idea, but I'm willing to bet it's a 2.3. Rest in peace, Prelude. You guys were phenomenal cars back in the day. 2000 Mercedes S430. What was once a very expensive luxury car is now sadly in the pickup part. More than likely mechanical failure. Only damage I see right here is probably from the forklift. For the most part, driver's side is undamaged. Let's check out the passenger side. Passenger side is undamaged as well. More than likely mechanical failure is what sent this thing to the yard, or electrical failure. It's pretty sad. Someone spent a lot of money in this car back in the day. And you guys might recognize this from a few weeks back. The EX CB9 Wagon in Arcadia Green Pearl. Let's go ahead and see what's been done to it. Okay, it looks like the engine's been pulled up on this side for whatever reason. Last time I believe the engine was still intact with the motor mounts. Not sure if this was done before, but look what someone did. They actually cut the core support in order to get the headlight out. Proper way is actually remove the whole bumper assembly, and there's bolts under here, bolts on top, and the headlight assembly pulls out with this plastic basket. That's just the shady way of getting it out. No new revelations on the interior of the car on the front side. and nothing's changed on the backside of the interior here. Okay, moving on to the backside. Let me go and open up the rear hatch. It's pretty heavy, guys. I think I got it. All right, got it open. As you can see, there's some miscellaneous trim parts still laying back there. That's crazy. The rear hatch is gone. I wonder who grabbed that thing. Nothing new on the driver's side front part of the interior. Well, this is still a very sad sight to see right here. An unwrecked CB9 Accord wagon, factory 5-speed in the yard with 160,000 miles. This just makes me sick. Rest in peace, CB9. Sadly, gonna get crushed here in a few weeks. One last thing before I leave the yard. This Suburban right here has the same hardware as my neighbor's GMC 2500. He needs some taillight bolts, so let me go ahead and pull those bolts off. And sadly, this damage right here on the quarter panel is what sent this thing to the yard. That is crazy. I went ahead and grabbed the 2 taillight bolts, one right there, and same thing on that side. There's basically 4 Phillips head bolts holding these taillights in place, which is pretty crazy. I guess there's notches right here on the body as well. Okay, that's a wrap for today's yard visit. Now we can go ahead, check out, and head home. Okay, here's the list I printed out the night before with the 2 salvage yards. So the blue area right here with the numbers, that was the first location. In the second location, here's these numbers. So it's basically 5 in this location and another 5 in this location. Now this 1992 white Accord was not in the first location. They had it indicated as trucks, and I basically had a question mark there. I think it's a typo, but sure enough, that car was not in that yard. And over here in the second yard, we actually had 4 new ones to visit, and the 5th one was the CB9 wagon that we visited a few weeks ago, and it's still here. So strangely enough, out of all these CB7s and 1 CB9 Accord, the only 2 manual transmissions was the Arcadia Green ones. 1 sedan and 1 wagon. The rest of them all automatic. That's pretty crazy. Now, even though the 2 Arcadia Green sedans did not work out with the bumper, we still had some success. We got the clutch pedal from the CB9 wagon that we visited a few weeks ago. And we also grabbed a T-bracket from the Arcadia Green LX that was here in the yard. So my friend Matt needs these for his manual transmission conversion in Germany. So Matt, hope that you enjoy these parts. Now, what I like about this pickup part and the other location, if they see value in the vehicles, they will not put it in the pick and pull yard. They're actually marking them for sale. In case in point, check this out, a Toyota Land Cruiser. I mean, yeah, you got some damaged doors. You can replace those doors easily, and a little bit of damage right there on the rocker panel. But other than that, this vehicle right here will probably run 500,000 miles easily. These things are in high demand, especially overseas. And look at that, it's a special 40th anniversary limited edition. It's a pretty sweet Land Cruiser right there to fix up. And here's the assortment of running cars we're selling this week. F-150, Hyundai minivan, Chrysler 300, Subaru sedan, Cadillac STS, Ranger, Civic, Impala, Nissan Pathfinder Armada, I believe, and it looks like a Mazda SUV beyond that one. Well, all right, guys, that wraps up today's video. Between the 2 yard visits, and in conjunction, we were able to see 10 new CB7s. One of them was a coupe, and the rest of them were sedans. Even though the Arcadia Green Pearls were not successful with the front bumpers, we were able to grab a clutch assembly and a rear T-bracket from my friend Matt in Germany for his 5-speed conversion. And if you guys like these types of videos, please give me a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, and have a fantastic day.